All right, so Eric, for people who aren't familiar with you and your story, as a world traveler, one of the many things you've done is you found yourself in the situation where you go to all these nation states that aren't even recognized by a lot of the world, but are trying to draw their own borders and become places.
Correct.
So what happened? You were in Liberland and something happens, somebody dies, and the president asks you to be the official ambassador for Liberland, which you are not even a citizen of at this time, to another unrecognized country that actually has a lot of people called Somaliland.
Correct. Yeah, and
where is Somaliland?
It's the northern portion of the Horn of Africa.
Okay.
And I should say that I don't know anything happened to the former ambassador. I just should have asked, and I didn't, because I just needed someplace to stay in Somaliland. And so, yeah, I agreed to become the ambassador from Liberland to Somaliland. And then I said, what do I have to do as that? Well, first, I just confirmed that I could indeed stay at the embassy. And he's like, yeah, but it's also empty. We'll see if we can put a bed in there for you. And I was like...
Does it have electricity?
It did.
Running water?
It did. No, it did not have running water. Yeah. So...
shit with a towel or some shit?
I showered out of a water bottle. It's I detail how to do that in the book, too.
What's the name of your book? You Are Not Here?
You Are Not Here. Travels through countries that don't exist, and this is the fifth segment of the book. The fifth chapter is when I end up in Somaliland as the ambassador from Liberland. So, and also any good Peace Corps volunteer knows how to shower out of a water bottle really well.
Yeah,
I'm stellar at it. So anyway, I'm talking with the Secretary of State at this point, and I'm like, what do I have to do? What do I need to do as an ambassador? And he's like, well, you have to buy furniture for the embassy because, like we said, it's empty. And I was like, fine, okay, I can figure out how to buy furniture in Somaliland.
IKEA?
During Ramadan, which makes it even harder. Yeah, they don't have an IKEA there, unfortunately. Yet. It's a blue water market for IKEA, I think. And then he's like, the second job is you need to establish diplomatic and political ties between Liberland and Somaliland.
Oh, yeah, sure thing. No problem.
Like, done. Yeah, I've all done that before so many times. And I should say, I've never even bought furniture before. Like, the furniture that I had previously was like a dumpster dived couch from some place in Los Angeles, and an ancient bed, like an ancient mattress that was on the floor. Like, I wasn't doing great, let's say. Yeah. So I'd never bought furniture before, but I also had never been an ambassador before, and I'm just out here saying yes to life.
And this is in 2018.
2018, correct. So I get to Hargeisa. I land in Hargeisa. And I'm told that I'm going to have a contact out there. And that contact is the attaché to the UAE on behalf of Liberland. So he has some relationship with Liberland, and he's an engineer working in Somaliland. That's all I know about him. And I also know that he's Syrian.
Okay.
I'm like, cool. So show up. It's really easy to tell who's not from Somaliland as soon as you get out, and people knew. They could tell that I wasn't a local. I was shocked. I was like, wow, I thought I was blending in so well. And so I saw my contact.
I think everyone can use their imagination out there and fill that one in.
Yeah. So I saw my contact, and he's like, oh, hey. And I knew he was Syrian, so I was like, Shlonak, which is like, I guess the like Syrian version of what's up in Arabic. And he's like, you're a CIA agent. And I'm like, this is going so bad. It's not going well immediately. Everybody seems to think I'm more competent than I am.
You're a perfect plant. Perfect little plan.
Talk about like I'm the most useful idiot. I am the Swiss Army knife of idiots. So anyway, I go with him to his office, and he's like, "Look, I'll be your sort of Virgil and help guide you through all the machinations of Somaliland. I'm gonna set you up with different contacts here, and then they'll help you do whatever you need to do. And then I'm leaving for Ramadan because it's boring here during Ramadan, and have a good time." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And he introduced me to a wonderful guy named Abdul Rahman. And
I'm sorry, I kind of asked this already, but I'm putting the screenshot of the map in the corner of the screen again. This is Somalia.
Yeah.
And this right here is Somaliland.
Yeah, so the entire Horn currently, as far as the world is concerned, the entire Horn is Somalia. Is federal Somalia. However, there are two active independence movements. One is in Somaliland with its government in Hargeisa, and then the other one is in a place called Puntland. And that's depending on who you ask. I mean, these borders are always depending on who you ask. But Puntland is towards the tip of the Horn. Somaliland is it was also the sort of British protectorate back in the day.
Okay.
So during the Great, I think historically it was called the Scramble for Africa. The Italians and the British were really keen on fighting over Somalia. And for the most part, the Horn of Africa was...
What years was this again?
Oh, the Scramble for Africa? I have it in my book.
All right, I'll look it up.
Look it up. I want to... Ooh, let me see if I'm right, though. I want to say it's like the 30s. It's like 30s?
Taking a look. The Scramble for Africa began in the 1880s.
Not even close, man.
By 1914, the only African countries not controlled by European power were Liberia and Ethiopia.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So the Italians came in. They took over large portions of Somalia. The British also fought them for that. Somaliland was previously a British protectorate. And then as the British withdrew and,
But did they call it did the British refer to it as Somalia?
Correct.
Somaliland?
Correct. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
And so as the British began withdrawing from, the business of colonization, like some cool guys, Somaliland existed as this independent area for, I think it was only a couple of days before deciding to merge with the rest of federal Somalia, or what we now know as what the globe shows us is Somalia.
And you said that there's different languages that are spoken across here.
There's different tribes. Somali, as far as I know, is spoken very widely in the large swath of area which Somali people are live in, because remember, like, Somali culture is like, there is a large nomadic portion and pastoralist portion of Somali culture. So there are active nomads and pastoralists who travel from the Horn of Africa all the way up to Kenya, to Djibouti, and so they themselves are a bit of borderless individuals.
Got it.
And this became pretty important as I was working on my my two goals, buy furniture and establish diplomatic connections with between Liberland and Somaliland. I was able to meet the vice president, and that was cool. I have a picture of that on my Instagram if you want to take a look at that.
It's put your Instagram behind here so you can help me point it out. So this was...
Scroll up.
A little more.
Yeah. Up a little bit more. Oh, stop there. Yeah, this one right here.
Okay,
so...
God, you look like a Fed.
So I'm the one wearing the white shirt here.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
I have the glasses on. So yeah, I met with the vice president of Somaliland, and So I should say at this point, I was really kind of fascinated, but also weirdly disappointed in myself, because as soon as I like got in this official capacity, even though I was just on the right jet ski at the right time, I started talking like a politician. Like, I just started thinking about the things that a politician would say, and I was like, we at Liberland believe in self-determination of nations, and we share that we would like to extend to you brotherhood. Like, I was just saying nonsense, and it took nothing. It just took somebody to call me Mr. Ambassador one time, and suddenly I was so full of shit.
Thank you for watching the video, guys. Please hit that subscribe button and check out this clip's full podcast episode by clicking here or in the description below.